Welcome back to That I Like Garage. Today we're going to be unboxing the turbo for my turbo, and I'm going to be installing it, and we're going to check out and see if this is going to solve the whole smoking issue. I hope so. If you watched my last episode, there was I drove the car and the turbo blew up. And the car smoked. I thought maybe it was engine damage, and we're going to find out today after I install the turbo if it continues smoking, if there's internal damage to the engine or it's fine. Alright, unboxing a $5,000 plus turbo. Wow, there we go. That's the right one, I hope, I think. Oh, that's what the turbine wheel looks like. These are rebuilt. Porsche does rebuild for this model, and you're able to get them at a reduced price, which is a very good thing, because brand new is $5,600. Now, in the future, hopefully, I'm going to run the car the way with this one, just so I know the engine is not damaged and everything is fine. If that's the case, then I will possibly work my way and buy the other turbos. So this way, I have two brand new turbos. They're both doing the same work left and right. And I was lucky to have my amazing wife buy me this turbo. She just doesn't know it yet. So I'm going to install this, and I'll catch you on the flip. Alright, welcome back. Let me give you some updates on the issues I'm having with the 911 turbo after the turbo exploded. So this is where I'm at with the thing. So the driver's side turbo exploded. You've seen that in one of the previous videos. I changed that turbo, and then I drove the car directly after, and it started smoking out of the exhaust. So I figured maybe the passenger side turbo got damaged at the same time, and therefore that's why it's smoking, because we just put a new one on this side. Makes sense. I put a new turbo on this side, waited the time, Porsche got it in, threw it in there, and it continued smoking. It smoked, and then I said, okay, so basically I changed that turbo thinking that it was the problem. Chances are that this new turbo was defective. So I called, and they warrantied it, and they sent me this new turbo. Before I changed the turbo, and by the way, warranty takes a long time, and it was a delay, I haven't been really driving and enjoying this car for over a month. But I got this turbo in, I opened the box, everything is good. I said, let me give it one quick thing. I took the exhaust off and ran the car on the lift, and then, as expecting this side to be smoking and not this side. I had it in this position, so the smoke would be coming right out of the exhaust. So it didn't. The smoke started coming from the passenger side, which is kind of weird. It means that the old used turbo was bad and leaking on that side, and then after I changed it, the new one was defective also. So what is the chances of that? That's kind of weird. So right now I got the new turbo on this side, the second new turbo on this side that I'm going to be installing, but I did one quick extra check is out of the turbo inlet, I put my finger inside there. I already had some oil, but here's oil. Oil inside. So it is leaking oil into the intake, it looks like. I'm gonna wipe my finger off, right? And now we're gonna go on to the other side. I'm gonna do the same thing. Stick my finger in there as far as it goes. Dry, fully dry, clean. So this side is not leaking on the inside. I hope this is it. It's really frustrating, but you know, let's go. All right, so I'm gonna change this turbo, and we'll see what happens after. I will give you updates after. All right, so the saga begins. Yesterday I took it for a test drive, took it for about an hour drive to get whatever smoke was in the system out, whatever oil was in the system, let it smoke out, and it progressively got worse all over again. And I put it back on the lift today, and I started doing the boost leak test. That's where I'm at right now, but we have oil on the intake again. So we're gonna follow this line up, and I'll show you from the top what I see. So I did a boost leak test. It's holding boost, it's holding pressure, but if you were following, there's a video where I changed the air oil separator, the factory air oil separator, and it always leaks from there a little bit. It's kind of normal on these cars. I'm a little bit unhappy with it. So the oil air separator is around here. It's a little hard to see with my fingers right here. And then you have a diaphragm right here where it goes into, and the blow-off valve right here. That pipe comes all the way into right here. It connects to the intake. So that's where the intake is. So I made a little diagram to make it easy. So let's just say this is the intake over here. The intake air, and then you have the blow-off valve. And this is over here where the oil gets into here and sits over here, and when you let it sit or boost or something, the oil goes through the turbo and out into the engine, and it burns it off and it comes out as smoke. Now on this pipe over here there is a diaphragm only on the passenger side that comes from the this blue piece that I drew. What is the air oil separator? There's a diaphragm on it. I think there's another 2 ports on it, but the port in question is here. You have this rubber hose that goes into that diaphragm. This is the one that I took out, right? You could see that it collapsed. Why or how? I'm not sure. I don't think this is the original material. This came with my car. So what I'm going to do is maybe the air oil separator went bad and it's leaking oil, because this was filled with oil as well. Not dripping, but it had a lot of oil in it. I'm thinking of taking this, disconnecting it as it is right now, taking a new line completely and just putting it into a tank with some, some air, so air can go in and out of it, and whatever from the PCV comes and also can go in and out, and this will catch whatever oil comes. It's a oil catch can, and with that I'm going to test 2 things to see the efficiency of this oil air separator. Maybe it broke inside, even though I changed it only a few months ago. And if that's the case, I'm going to try to re-engineer something to make a better one than stock. If not, If not, if the and the other test will be to see if it leaks into this canister, it's gonna get, you know, we're removing this whole situation out of this equation, and I'm going to see if it still leaks. I'm going to have to drive it a little bit because I'm sure there's some oil sitting, you know, in the bottom of the system over here, let's just say. And once you boost it, it'll push whatever residual oil comes in. And I'm sure also over here on all the piping, there's a little bit of oil. So that's what I'm going to try to do as a test. And I'll see what happens, and I'll report later. So that's the continuation to this saga story. I still didn't figure out if anybody knows anything that it can be or something they can add. Please message me, or you know, when I drive the car, it's, you know, like when the car is cold, it's fine, it drives fine, maybe a tiny bit of smoke, nothing crazy. But once it's at temperature and I drive and I stop at a light or a stop sign, that's when the smoke gets really heavy, and it kind of like engulfs the whole car. And then I would drive further and it's fine, maybe a little puff of smoke here and there, but it really happens more so when I feel like when I stop, or if I turn sharp, there'll be a big puff of smoke. It's almost like it's a puddle of oil that's just moving. I kind of feel like that sometimes. Throughout the day, I drove it today also to see if the smoke lessened. It didn't, but I also took out while I would drive it and I'd bring it back into the shop, and then I would take out both the inlets to compare them, the turbo inlets. Driver side is bone dry, passenger side very little bit of oil. Not enough oil that I believe that would cause it to smoke so much. I wasn't able to catch the big smoke on video because I was driving the car. But whatever I caught was, you know, that was a good amount of smoke, but that's on the lesser end of it. So please see if you know anybody who passed these types of issues or something and pass it along. I don't want to, and I'm hoping not, that I have to rebuild the engine and get into the engine and it might be internal or something. I don't know. So till next time, I'll see you then. Bye.